Welcome back. This is Eric, free NBA Daily Bets. You can find all my official plays at Twitter or X at Easy Money Wins. And I'm getting my butt kicked right now in the NBA, guys. It sucks. It's really annoying. It's really frustrating. And the way that it's been losing has been really frustrating. Just not getting the late game bounces go my way. But if you've been doing sports betting for a while, seriously, and these stretches happen. So it's nothing to panic about. Nothing to panic about. We just keep going about my process. I have over 2,500 documented bets, and I'm a 54 to 55% winning sports better at minus 110 odds. So no need to panic. We just keep staying the course. And let's turn to Friday. Friday is a lot of games here. I don't know how many. It's like 12 or 10 or something like that. So let's not waste any time. Let's get into it. First game, we have the Atlanta Hawks at the Detroit Pistons. And let me see what my notes say here. So Detroit is without Jalen Duren, their center. He's really good. He's really effective. Great rebounder. Good in the pick and roll with Cade Cunningham. So that loss is substantial in my opinion. It's something to really really key in on how that plays out tonight. Isaiah Stewart is his backup, and Paul Reed backs up Isaiah Stewart. Paul Reed's not very good, but I mean he does know how to play in the NBA. So he's not. Hopefully, he's a complete disaster. Isaiah Stewart is very active. He's a good effort guy. Doesn't have the skill set as much as Jalen Duren has, but I think he can be serviceable for these 2 weeks. I hope so. We'll see. But this is the start of a 3-game homestand. They just lost at the buzzer to the Hornets the other night, and so and that was after they won 3 out of 4 games before that, and they were on a 2-game winning streak. Had a really nice win at home against the Lakers. So I really do think that they come home and bounce back. The Hawks, the Atlanta Hawks have been looking a lot better themselves, and um, but I still don't know if I can trust them completely. But I will say this. I will say this. During that like 4-game losing streak or whatever they were on, I was kind of ready to write them off. But their starting five isn't that bad. Trae Young, Dyson Daniels, the rookie Rasashar or something like that, the first overall pick. He had a really good game last game. He scored like 30 points. And then you got Jalen Johnson and Clint Capella. That starting five's pretty damn good. I mean, as long as Rasar keeps playing the way he has. But, the other 4 guys are definitely proven. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that I, 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 I don't trust Atlanta on the road right now. I want to trust Atlanta on the road, but it's just difficult. And I don't know if I can trust them from winning a lot of games and like knowing how to win continuously. I think Detroit bounces back here. I think I'm gonna get there with it first quarter, first half, and full game at the pick'em price. And let's see what the over under is, 227. And I mean, any Atlanta Hawks game, I lean over. So that's the only way I can go. Yeah, it's the only way I could go with that. So okay, next game we have the New Orleans Pelicans at the Orlando Magic. The Magic are on a 5-game losing trip. They just got back from their road trip, so this is their first game home. They lost every game on the road trip. They don't have Banchero, and I don't think Wendell Carter Jr. is going to play either. And now this is the first game of a 5-game homestand. Now, usually the first game back from a road trip is something I don't like to play a team, but when they lose every single game on a road trip and now they're home, I like those spots. I don't mind stepping out and playing those spots. So I'm leaning Magic here tonight. I think I'm going to get there with them. I'm just it's just the only thing is too is that the Pelicans, they're on a little bit of a losing streak. They're on a 3-game losing streak. So on one side you have Orlando, 5-game losing streak. On the other side you have the Pelicans, 3-game losing streak. And there's injuries on both sides. So Jordan Hawkins, their best shooter, is out. Well, I guess Brandon Ingram you could say is their best shooter, but a 3-point shooting, Jordan Hawkins is pretty good. And so him being out, that does concern me because the Pelicans are already shorthanded. And then Zion's also questionable. Zion's been questionable a lot recently, and he's played and then he hasn't played, and so he's been like, truly questionable. So, like, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to play or not. Um, I hope he doesn't play, but then if he doesn't play, and this line's already at -6, -5.5. I mean, if he doesn't play, it probably goes to -8. And to trust the Magic at -8, um, I don't know. I do like the Magic tonight, guys. I really do. I like them to bounce back at home. I just sorry, excuse me. I almost rather Zion be in, but I don't know. Just the way these teams match up is kind of tricky. It's kind of tricky because if Zion plays, I mean they do have big guys. I mean Jonathan Isaac is a really good defender for the Magic. So I'm gonna mull that one over, guys. I'm gonna mull that one over. That one's I want to bet the Magic. I need to see what's going on with Zion first, so I can then reassess and rethink about it. I know that sounds crazy. Like, why can't you just think about it now? But once reality sets in, and then you can kind of feel the game. Like, oh, okay, this is how it is. This is what it is. Like, I mean, I can try to put myself there, but I just I don't know. I usually do better once I know officially what's going on. Then I can get a really good feel usually. Okay, over under for the Pelicans and the Magic is 214, and I can only look under. So, I mean, both these teams are struggling offensively. Both these teams play defense. I know the Pelicans did not play good defense against the Cavaliers the other night, but again, that's the Cavaliers. They shoot the ball. They're scoring the ball really, really well right now. So, yeah, I can only look under 214 right now. All right, next game, we have the Indiana Pacers at the Charlotte Hornets. Let's see here. We have no Miles Bridges for the Hornets. Grant Williams is questionable. Brandon Miller is probable. They're at Philly Sunday, and they just came off that lucky win. Not lucky, but I mean, Detroit kind of messed around there at the end. I don't know. I don't know. We'll give the Hornets a little bit of credit. We'll give them a little bit of credit. So they did win 2 days ago at home. Indiana's off 2 nice wins. They won at Dallas, and then they won at home against an Orlando Magic team that was desperate for a win. So Indiana's doing well, guys. And it's just with Indiana, it's really hard to trust them to keep winning because last year, they would win, then they would lose. And it would just be alternating wins and losses for long periods of time. They never went on like long 5-game road, not road, like 5-game win streaks consistently. So, it's that's just where I have pause with Indiana, where I'm kind of like, I don't know if we can trust them on the road here, laying 7 points, because that's what the line is. It's Indiana -7. And I don't know, guys. I lean Charlotte here plus the 7. They have enough guards to keep it close. Then Indiana isn't the most physical team. They don't play the most stingy defense. So I feel like Charlotte can fight hard at home and keep this game close at the end. That's the way I would look at this game. No Miles Bridges does concern me because I mean they already don't have a lot of big guys. Charlotte for rebounding. I mean I think they started Taj Gibson the other night. Taj Gibson's like really old, so I mean Indiana has the advantage. It's just can we trust Indiana to take care of business? I don't know. I really don't know. I kind of want to see it first because this is the same team from last year, and like what's changing? Like are they just all of a sudden like understanding like hey you just got to stack wins and be mature about win streaks? I don't know, guys. I don't know. I lean the Hornets at home +7. That would be my lean. The total is 235. Indiana is running and gunning right now, so yeah, and I mean they're going to be able. Indiana team total might be a nice way to go because the Hornets. Oh, I'm telling you guys, they got awful matchups down low. Like I mean, Miles Turner and Siakam against Taj Gibson and Grant Williams. Apparently, like if Grant Williams plays, so yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. That's not good. I mean, I lean Hornets +7, but it's not like a great feel, guys. It's really not. All right, next game is the Golden State Warriors at the Cleveland Cavaliers. This is a great game, guys. Really good game. Cavaliers are 9-0. They still have not lost. The Warriors are 7-1, I believe. 7-1, 6-1, something like that. And this is I'm a Warriors fan. I have been before all the championships, so I just think it's kind of cool. Like their last game they played in Boston where they won the championship in 2022, and then now they're in Cleveland in the same arena where they won two championships in 2015 and then 2017 or 2018, sorry. So it's just I don't know. As a Warriors fan, and I'm sure as the players, like it's cool to like to go in the locker rooms, you celebrated and won a championship and back to back. So the other tie to this game is that the Cavaliers head coach Kenny Atkinson, he was an assistant head coach for the Warriors for a very long time, just recently. So he literally was with the team last year, and now he is the head coach of the Cavaliers and has them playing really well. And he's just bringing that Golden State style to Cleveland, and they have great personnel. So Kenny Atkinson, he was a great basketball mind. He is a great basketball mind. It's no surprise to me that he's having a lot of success with the Cavaliers and getting the most out of all those players. So let's see. Podziemski is questionable for the Warriors. Draymond Green is questionable, but again, Draymond Green's been questionable a lot, and he's been playing, so I would expect him to play. Both teams are hot, like I said. Sunday, the Warriors are at OKC. For the Cavaliers, this is a first of a back-to-back. They play Brooklyn at home tomorrow on Saturday, and Dean Wade is questionable. So, I mean, with all this stuff being said, -4.5 for the Cavs. And it's tough, guys. It's tough. I lean the Cavaliers -4.5, and I lean them full, like everything. First quarter, first half, full game. I might get there with it. I might. It's just, I don't know. It's hard going against the Warriors right now in this form, and Steph Curry's healthy and playing minutes. So, um, I don't know. Cleveland just keeps rising to the occasion and to the challenge. So I don't know. You might just want to keep betting Cleveland until they prove you wrong. Otherwise, I mean, -4.5. I mean, that's kind of low, guys. I know it's the Warriors, but I mean, I don't know. I lean -4.5 to the Cavaliers. I do, and I'm a Warriors fan, so I mean that should tell you guys something. The over under is 231, and both these teams are scoring. Both these teams play good defense, but that's a good total, guys. That's a good number for this game. I think it's a toss up. Honestly, I could see a lot of scoring. I could see a good defensive match, and then also if you look at the Boston game a couple days ago with the Golden State, that game was trending under the entire way. There was good defense being played on both sides, so both these teams are rested. I lean under actually. I lean under 231. I do. I do. Golden State's been talking about how this is one of their best defensive teams they've had in a long time because they can switch everything. So I do lean under 231 in this game. All right, let's go to the next game. We've got the Milwaukee Bucks at the New York Knicks. Excuse me. The Bucks got their much needed win. They snapped their 6-game losing streak last night against Utah. It wasn't the prettiest. They were, I mean, the score will make it look like it was pretty, but they were down in the first quarter and the first half. Or no, they barely won the first quarter and they were down after the first half, I believe, or just a 1-point lead. So the Jazz were holding in tight. But again, they played last night. It's kind of weird travel. They come back Sunday on a 3-game homestand. But yeah, second game of a back-to-back here for the Bucks and Giannis. Giannis has been not playing on back-to-backs because of his oh gosh, I forgot what's going on with him. I think it's his knee or something. It's lower body thing going on with Giannis, and I don't know if he plays in this game, guys. I mean, -7 for the line. That might tell you he's not playing. Let me see here. Yeah, I don't have any other information on him and his game status, so I mean, we'll see. The Knicks play Sunday at Indiana, and again, the Knicks already beat Indiana, so it's not like some huge look-ahead spot for the Knicks. And the Knicks are off a 2-game losing streak right now from the road. And, I mean, it's to me, it's a clear Knicks spot because they're off, they have a 2-game losing streak right now. And this team doesn't lose off, like go on bad losing streaks often. And so for them to be at home against the Bucks, it's a good opponent. They're not looking ahead. Um, it is their first home game in a while, though. I mean, I don't love these spots like Orlando. It's their first home game, but they're off a bad losing streak. Kind of same with New York here. They had a 4-game road trip, and now they're back home for the first time tonight. But they're very healthy, and I can only look the Knicks here. I think the Knicks have a get right spot tonight, and I think they play. I think they play really well at home. They win first quarter, first half, and full game. That's that's the way I'm leaning for that game, guys. The total is 223, and let me see what I'm thinking about this one. 223 and a half. Bucks are off that game. I'd lean over, guys. I think the Bucks kind of throwing this one in the towel, throwing in the towel on this game. Especially if they're not playing Giannis, and then I think the Knicks run up the score. The Bucks play hard, because they don't want to lose again. But 223, this feels a little low. Feels a little low to me. Okay, next game. This is a good game right here, guys. You got the Phoenix Suns at the Dallas Mavericks. Now the Mavericks, they already played each other earlier in the season, and the Mavericks lost at the Suns. And the Suns were on a back-to-back. So it was kind of, and I was on the Suns that game. Or no, sorry, I was on the Mavericks that game. And, so I remember that loss. And that was a little surprising, but it's also the Mavs not handling success well. And they've been kind of a little bit of sleepwalking through the start of the season. They've been kind of winning, losing, alternating wins and losses. They have a 3-game road trip starting Sunday at Denver. The Mavs do, and they have a little bit of injury concerns. Derek Lively's not going to play. Maxi Klebert's doubtful. He's not going to play probably. And then PJ Washington is out too. So, that front court, that definitely is taking a little bit of a hit there. And it's not like the Suns have an amazing front court. So I don't think it's like anything to be super concerned with. And, the Suns, they keep winning close games, but they're not, just taking care of business, as to say. And I can only look the Mavs here. Bradley Beal is probable, so he's probably going to play, and he has been playing. And then the Suns are at home Sunday against Sacramento. So no back-to-backs here. Both teams rested. I like the Mavericks, guys. First quarter, first half, full game. Get a little bit of quick revenge from 2 weeks ago against the Suns. So I like the Mavericks here. I like them to take care of business. Over under is 232, and that's a little high, guys. I feel like that's a little high. The Suns have been playing good defense. I might look to that under, actually. I know it's kind of hard to do with really good scores, but the Suns have been playing good defense. Mavericks have been kind of sleepwalking a little bit, and they played low-scoring games in the playoffs, I remember. So I think that's a little too high. I think under 232 is the way to go there. Okay, next game. We have the Brooklyn Nets at the Boston Celtics. And I'm probably going to be on the Nets, guys. Nets have played really well to start the season. And, they're pretty healthy. Clowney, the backup power forward, he's questionable with an illness. Ben Simmons is good to go, it looks like. They're off a really good win versus Memphis at home. And Memphis was in a kind of quick revenge spot because they had lost to Brooklyn really badly the week before that. So, Brooklyn had their hands full and they rose to the occasion and they beat the Grizzlies after falling down like 12 points in the first quarter. So I'm really impressed with this Brooklyn Nets team. And I really do believe that, this point spread of like what, plus 13? Let me see what it is. Yeah, plus 13. It's way too high. Even against the Celtics, that's way too high. And Boston had their number last year. So I really do think Brooklyn covers. I'm definitely going to be on the Nets plus 13. I don't know about first quarter, first half because it's so difficult to play against the Celtics in the first quarter and the first half. But I think I am going to get there, though. I think I am going to get there, guys. I think I am going to bet the Nets first quarter, first half, full game. Let's see what else is here. Oh, yeah. Also, the Nets have been off since Monday, so they've had 3 days off. This is the first of a back to back. So, like I said, they're at Cleveland on Saturday. Jaylen Brown is still out for Boston, and so is Luke Cornett. So Queta, the center that's been getting a lot of playing time, he's really good. Or I mean, he's impressed me when I watched him against the Warriors the other night. So I mean, no huge loss at center, I would say, with Cornett being out. Jaylen Brown, obviously, I think his presence has been missed. And they play Sunday at Milwaukee. So Boston is at Milwaukee on Sunday. And I can only look at Brooklyn here, guys. I think Brooklyn keeps this close. I think plus 13's way too many points. I think this should be closer to plus 10, plus 9.5. Plus 13. Nets have been hanging tough. They've been playing really well. And I'm gonna ride that wave. I will be on the Nets tonight. I will definitely be on the Nets tonight. Over unders 222.5. I lean over there because um I think Brooklyn can, obviously Boston's going to score. So this is basically just saying, is Brooklyn going to be able to score points? And that Brooklyn team total is probably a really good look too. Because what is it? So in order to find the team totals, you just do this, guys. You divide the total by 2, so 222.5. Just say 111, and then you take the spread and you cut that in half. So minus 13. So let's just say 6 points. Let's just take worst case scenario. 6 points, and then you minus 6 from the number that we just had, 111. So 111 minus 6 is 105. So 105.5 for the Brooklyn Nets team total, and I really like that. I think they get over that pretty easily. I'm most likely going to be on that as well too, guys. So I'm heavy on the Nets tonight. I really like this spot for them, and it's just the line's way too inflated in my opinion. Cam Thomas, Dennis Schrader, Dorian Finney-Smith, Cam Johnson, Ben Simmons, like those 5 guys, and Claxton, like those 6 guys are playing really well, and for them to I'm sorry, I feel like that line's really disrespectful. First game of back to back, it is a little question mark. They're probably not going to play as many minutes, but that's worth the play, guys. That's definitely worth the play to me. Okay, next game. We have the Houston Rockets at the Oklahoma City Thunder. And let's see here. This is the first road game in a week for the Houston Rockets. They just had like a 5-game homestand or something like that. They're off 2 really good wins to against who did they beat the other night? The Spurs. They whooped up on the Spurs, and then somebody else they beat too. I forget. But anyways, they're off 2 good wins here. They're healthy. They play Sunday at Detroit. Oklahoma City is also healthy, and this is a start of a 6-game road trip 6-game homestand for Oklahoma City. They just got off a road trip, so they play Sunday at Golden State. Oklahoma City does. So both teams rested here. No back-to-backs looking ahead or played yesterday. And I like the Rockets here, guys. Now, the only thing is that maybe this helps to our advantage too. The Rockets got absolutely destroyed by the Thunder last season. absolutely destroyed. I believe they lost every game to them. Hold on, let me see. Let me just look real quick because I know this because I remember betting Houston last year, and I was just so surprised that they could not even keep the game close against the Thunder. I was like, I can't believe this right now. And it was when Houston was playing kind of good form too. So yeah, it was really surprising. But again, I can only look the Rockets right now. I mean, they are on a mission this year. They are 5-3, and every loss that they've had, they've bounced back really well. And let's see, last year they lost to Oklahoma City. Oh, they beat them the first game, the first time they played them. They beat them at home, one 110-101. And then later in the year, they played them two more times back to back, and they lost by 13 and 17. They played on a Tuesday. I mean, they played on Sunday. Then it was like a home and home. They played at Houston on Sunday, the February 25th, and then at Oklahoma City Tuesday, February 27th. They lost by 13 the first meeting, 17 the second meeting, and I don't believe they played again the rest of the year. They only played three times. So they got worked by them. But again, any so I spoke about this on other podcasts. But anytime you get plus 7.5 and plus 8.5 in the NBA, that's essentially a blowout. Essentially, borderline blowout. I would say in the NBA nowadays, like teams can blow out teams easily by like 12 points or more. And that's why that Boston and Brooklyn line is at minus 12. I mean minus 13 right now because Boston's capable of just really pulling away late and winning by like 15 plus points. But in general, for most teams, when they're hanging that plus 7.5, plus 8.5 like this, like that's around the key number of 7 and 8. And the reason why it's key, I've said this before, if the game's close, if the game's like, say, Oklahoma City has a 2-point lead with like a minute 30 to go or something like that, it can balloon up to like 7 or 8 in a hurry. And, Houston could like miss every single shot the rest of the way out. And then Oklahoma City has like 2 or 3 possessions and they hit 2 buckets, and then they're up 6 with like 30 seconds to go. And then Houston misses a 3-pointer. Oklahoma City gets the rebound. Houston fouls. Boom, 2 free throws with like 20 seconds left. It's an 8-point lead then. And then Houston has one more chance. They shoot it, miss or make. Oklahoma City grabs the rebound. And then, there's like, at that point, like 10 seconds left, they let the clock run out because they're down by 8, down by 7. So usually when teams are down by 7, down by 8, they don't foul. Once the team gets the last rebound, the winning team gets the last rebound. And that's why 7 or 8 is such a key number. So for this to be right at 8.5, I mean, Houston's healthy. I love the Rockets here, guys. I know it's hard to bet against the Thunder, and the Thunder are off a loss at Denver, but I do like Houston to compete really hard here. I do. I feel pretty strongly about that. I will be on the Rockets tonight for sure. Over unders 220. And this is weird because both teams have been playing really good defense. And you think of Oklahoma City Thunder, you think about them scoring a lot of points, in which they can, but also they play really good defense so far this year. And so I would actually look under 220. That's the way I would look there. Okay, enough of that game. Let's go to the Wizards at the Grizzlies. That's the next game. There's no Ja Morant for Memphis in this game. And I'm pretty positive no Desmond Bane and no Marcus Smart either. John Conchar is questionable, so it's literally going to be Scottie Pippen Jr. running the point, and then we'll see if Conchar plays. They have Luke Kennard right now. His first game back was last game. They have a 3-game road trip on deck out west. They're at Portland on Sunday, and they've won 3 out of their last 4 games. So, any other team that they'd be playing, I mean, they still have Zach Edey, they still have Santi Aldama, and they still have Jaren Jackson Jr. So there's that. But, any other team they were playing except for like the Wizards, I would look the Wizards' way. It's hard to bet the Wizards on the road right now, guys. It's really hard to bet the Wizards on the road. I mean, they're a super young team. They're starting 3 rookies, and Sarr, the second overall pick, Keyshawn George, rookie out of Miami, and then Bub Carrington, the guy out of Pittsburgh. those three rookies, I actually am high on them. I like the Wizards. I think we're going to make a lot of good money on the Wizards in the future, just not in this particular game. I'm not going to be going that way. The line is, well, just a second, guys. Just a second. The line ballooned up. Last night, the line was at -4.5. Now it's at +7. I think I might be on the Wizards at +7. Like, again, we're around that key number of 7. And they have guys like Draymond Green talked about how the rookies for the Wizards were impressed him. And I agree. I think I like the Wizards, guys. In that point spread range, the +7, I do like that a lot. And let's see for sorry, excuse me. So for the Wizards, there's no Kyle Kuzma, but he has been playing for like almost 2 weeks now. Let's see, they're off 2 losses. They've had 3 days rest. They haven't played since Monday, so they're rested. And man, no, it was -3 last night. So this line ballooned up, guys, ballooned up. And I don't agree with that. I think +7's too many points. I'll probably play the Wizards +7. Um, I'll probably play them +7. And I don't know if I can play them first quarter, first half because Memphis is such a good first quarter, first half team. But sorry, excuse me. I'm gonna have to get there. I'm probably gonna get there with the Wizards, guys. I'm probably gonna have to get there with the Wizards. I like those three rookies. Everybody else is playing competitively, and that's kind of all you need. And I'm not, Scottie Pippen Jr. It's I don't know. That's tough, guys. That's tough. I'll think about that one. Over unders 231, and I would lean under. It's hard to bet under with the Wizards, but I lean under 231 with no Ja Morant and a lot of other guys hurt for the Grizzlies. That's the way I'd look in that one. Okay, next game. We got the Miami Heat at the Denver Nuggets, the finals rematch of 2 seasons ago. And wow, this line came down too. It was +5 last night before I went to bed, and now it's -3.5 Denver. Um, Denver has won 3 games in a row. This is the 4th game of a 5-game homestand. Jamal Murray is questionable from his concussion. Who knows if he's going to play? Jaime Jaquez Jr. for the Miami Heat is questionable with an illness. They're off 2 really close losses to the Kings. They lost at the buzzer to the Kings, and then they lost to the Suns just the other night at Phoenix. So I lean Denver, guys. I mean, -3.5 is really low. I know Miami's kind of due for a win here, and I know Denver's banged up. There's no Aaron Gordon, but for them to win that game against the Thunder the other night, and I know Russell Westbrook shot out of his mind, and the whole team kind of shot the 3 ball out of their mind. So, I mean, what's the likelihood of that happening again? I don't know. Probably gonna stay off this game. I'll do some more thinking on that game. Let's see. Total is 222.5, 222. I'd lean under. I know the Nuggets shot really well last game, but I do lean under 222 for both of them. Okay, let's see. Let's go to the next game, guys. That's a weird game. I'm having trouble reading that game. Okay, Portland at Minnesota. Line is +12 right now. Over under is 220. And these two teams played last night, not themselves. Portland lost to the San Antonio Spurs by like 15 points, and then the Timberwolves had to climb back against the Chicago Bulls. They had a 45-point fourth quarter. Incredible. And they won by like 20 after not covering the first quarter, first half, which is really annoying for me because I had the Timberwolves first quarter, first half, so that's like really, really freaking frustrating. But yeah, +12. It feels a little high because I know the Trailblazers are going to give a really good effort tonight after like kind of getting embarrassed last night. Well, not embarrassed, but I mean they didn't finish the game well against the Spurs. So I think the Trailblazers, they come out and give a good fight. The Timberwolves, they had, they're kind of coasting. They know they can beat these teams up when they want to. So, for them to win by 13, I don't know. I don't love the Timberwolves in that spot, especially after they kind of like lollygagged against the Bulls last night. And then I do trust the Timberwolves to the Trailblazers, they've been given really good efforts. And so I do like them to continue having really good efforts. And yeah, that's the Trailblazers, they've been covering spreads, and they've been playing really tough. Like, whenever they get whooped really bad, they come out the next game and they play really tough. So they've been covering point spreads this year. And, they covered against the Phoenix Suns. They almost beat the Suns the other night. They beat the Clippers outright like a week ago. That this team is playing tough. Oh yeah, and they beat the Pelicans outright the other night too. So, and that was on the road. So, they know how to play on the road. Like, yeah, I'm most likely going to be on the Trailblazers plus 12 tonight, guys, for sure. Okay. And I do lean over there. I do lean over. I lean over team total for Portland as well. Let's see here. Yeah, the team total sorry, let's take a look at that number for the team total. It's probably like 103.5 for the Trailblazers. I just think that's like way too low. I really don't think the Timberwolves are going to be playing that seriously tonight. I really don't think so. So I'm probably going to be on the Trailblazers team total over. Okay, next game we have the Clippers at the Sacramento Kings. Kings are healthy. No injury designations that I saw. They're at Phoenix on Sunday. They're off 2 hard-fought wins. And I forgot who they beat the other night. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I forgot. I know they beat the Miami Heat on the buzzer, and then they came home and beat. Gosh, who did they beat the other night? Sorry, guys. Oh yeah, they beat. I lost money in the first quarter, first half, and then they covered the whole full game spread, which is really, really annoying. I forget. Anyways, it was off. It was some bad team, and it was Toronto. It was freaking Toronto. That's who it was. Gosh, the Raptors are like burning me money right now. It's so annoying. Or they're taking my money. It's really annoying. Anyways, Clippers this is the first of a back to back. They're at home Saturday against the Raptors, against Toronto. They're off 2 nice wins against the Spurs and the 76ers. Hard fought wins there. So this is a tough line. Last night it was -6. It's still -6 right now. Also -5.5. I do understand people betting the Clippers. I think the Clippers keep it close in this one. I do lean Clippers. Clippers are kind of a deep team, guys. Or not, or they're a team that's played with each other for a long time, and they're solid. So are the Kings. Don't get me wrong. So are the Kings, and they're at home, and it's a Friday night crowd. But both teams off 2 wins. Clippers are on the first of the back to back. It's kind of a tough spot. I do lean Clippers. I do lean Clippers +6. I think that line is just a little too rich. I think it should be closer to like 5. But that's a tough line. That's a really good line. I'm going to stay off of that game. I could see it going either way. Well, actually, I might have to bet the Kings first quarter, first half again because them at home, healthy against the Clippers. Clippers, this is their first game on the road in a while. Yeah, I think Kings first quarter, first half is a good look. I think that's a good look. Yeah, 224 is the over under. Lean over with the Clippers being on the road. Lean over there. Let me see what that total is at now because that was last night, and you know how these total numbers can move so quickly. Oh, it went down a little bit. It's at 223, so somebody likes the under. So we'll see. We'll see, guys. We'll see. All right, last game up. We have the Philadelphia 76ers at the Los Angeles Lakers. See, the Lakers, Anthony Davis is probable. Jackson Hayes is probable. Rui Hachimura is questionable, and he did not play the last game. Davis and Hachimura did not play the last game. So we'll see. We'll see if they play or not. This is their first game back in like 10 days. First game home. They started the season with a 3-game homestand and then went on the road for like 5 or 6 games. And the Sixers are on like a really bad losing streak. 4-game losing streak for the 76ers. Tyrese Maxey's now hurt. He's not playing. So, no Embiid, no Maxey. You literally have Paul George, and some really old veteran guards and Eric Gordon and Kyle Lowry. And then, you have Ricky Council, Kelly Oubre, Andre Drummond, Caleb Martin. So I don't know, guys. That's tough. I mean, something's up with the Lakers though. I mean, so we'll see tonight how that plays out. With JJ Redick calling out his team and D'Angelo Russell for effort and lack of competing. But we'll see if they respond. If they respond, they could blow Philly out. But then also Philly on a 4-game losing streak, and they played the Phoenix Suns really tough and close the other night. And so I do expect the 76ers to play tough in this one. And so I could see them covering that 7.5. I really could. I think they are going to cover that 7.5. So that's the way I would lean Philly, even though they're shorthanded. I think they have enough there to keep this game close. And I don't trust the Lakers' first game back off a homestand. People's feelings might be hurt because JJ Redick called them out and stuff. Like, who knows? They're kind of a diva team, an emotional team. So, they're sensitive. They're very sensitive, the Lakers players. So, we'll see how they respond to that. And over-under is, it was 224 last night. Let me see what it is now. It's 222, so people like the under. And I understand that because the 76ers, they play under. So I can definitely understand that. 76ers are an under team. They don't score a lot of points, and now there's no Tyrese Maxey. I definitely understand the under move in that one. And that is the podcast, guys. Again, if you want all my official plays, follow me on Twitter at EasyMoneyWins. That's where I release all my official plays. I'm transparent. I have my record in my Twitter bio, and then I have an Excel sheet link where you can click and look at all my plays from the entire year. And yeah, this is a daily NBA podcast, guys. So I appreciate you guys listening, and I'll see you on the next episode.